Imagine the roar of engines, the tension before lights out, the sweet scent of burnt rubber. And then imagine that dominance itself is under threat. Because in 2025, the biggest threat to Lewis Hamilton isn't a rival driver, a risky overtake, or a safety car. It's something far deeper and far more dangerous: instability. Not in his reflexes, not in his courage, but inside his own team. What if I told you the very foundation of his dominance, the car, the team cohesion, the rhythm, is cracking? In this video, we pull back the visor and expose the real danger lurking behind the wins. Stay sharp. By the end, you'll see why this season could be the most perilous of Hamilton's career. And hey, if you love drama with your downshifts, smash that like button before we dive in. In 2024, Hamilton ruled with near absolute dominance. The Mercedes era gave him power, consistency, a car built around him. But 2025 came with a twist. The grid shifted, the rules lurked on the horizon, and internal tremors began. On paper, the numbers still glitter. Wins, podiums, poles. But something changed. And at first, nobody noticed. But the data did, the engineers did. And now the entire paddock is whispering what Ferrari refuses to say out loud. The foundations are cracking. Let's start with pre-season testing, because that's where the first warning signs appeared. The new Ferrari, the Ferrari SF25, wasn't behaving like its predecessors. Wind tunnel numbers didn't match real-world behavior. Aero inconsistencies popped up at high-speed tracks. Tire temperatures were harder to control. The car felt unpredictable in certain corners. And while the world just assumed Ferrari always finds the magic fix, the truth is, this time they didn't. This time the problems followed them into the season. And then there's the championship picture. Right now, Ferrari sits in an intense fight, but they are nowhere near what the expectations were. The 2025 season ended with Ferrari locked into 4th place in the Constructors' Championship, a sharp decline from previous years. The gap between them and the frontrunners, rivals like McLaren F1 team, isn't just points. It's confidence, momentum, and team morale. Hamilton, who joined hoping for a title shot, now finds himself battling a creeping nightmare. Mid-season, the cracks widened. 2 facts stand out. First, Ferrari officially halted major aerodynamic development on the SF25 as early as April, focusing resources on 2026 regulation changes instead of evolving their current package. Second, the rear suspension was only partially overhauled mid-year in July, too late to salvage the season. That decision underlines a brutal truth. The team accepted 2025 will be a rebuild, even if publicly they feigned hope. For Hamilton, who thrived on precision, consistency, and relentless performance, this sudden slowdown felt like betrayal. A champion driver is only as strong as his car, plus team synergy, plus rhythm. Take any one of those away, and even the greatest driver becomes mortal. And the biggest blow? Ferrari seems to be shifting focus to 2026. With new regulations looming, they poured resources into next season's car. Upgrades that could fix the SF25's flaws never came. The team admits it, it's part of a longer-term gamble. At the same time, the competition didn't stand still. Teams like McLaren evolved rapidly throughout 2025. While Ferrari froze, McLaren added upgrades, iterated setups, honed reliability. McLaren's rise didn't mean Ferrari's fall alone, but the contrast made it painfully obvious. When rivals move forward and you stand still, you slide backward. It gets worse for Hamilton. 2025 will go down as the first season in his career where he failed to score a single Grand Prix podium since joining Ferrari. The worst season ever, as he himself admitted after the Las Vegas Grand Prix. "It's been the worst season ever," he said. "I feel terrible." That's not bravado. That's the sound of a legend forced to swallow a painful truth. The Las Vegas weekend was symbolic. He qualified last on pace, the first time in his 19-year F1 career that he found himself at the back purely because of speed. Ferrari's worst grid performance since 2009. The car was undrivable, the balance was gone, the tyres snapped, the brakes locked. He tried everything, but nothing worked. If ever there was a moment that screamed, "This car is broken," that was it. And it wasn't just Hamilton. His teammate Charles Leclerc voiced similar frustrations. After Qatar, one of the last races of the season, he said the car offered no confidence and no pace. Not a single lap all weekend where he felt competitive. The team's own words after the race admitted that the weekend exposed deeper weaknesses beyond just tyre pressures or track conditions. That's not circumstantial, that's structural. Let's pause, think about this. A champion driver is fighting not only rivals, not only racetracks, but his own car, his own team, his own career trajectory. Ask yourself, when the greatest driver of an era calls his season the worst ever, what does that say about the machine beneath him? Because at this point, red over Rosso doesn't represent glamour, it represents guilt. And here's where things get darker. For the 2025 season finale, the team even replaced Hamilton in FP1 at Abu Dhabi to comply with regulatory rookies in FP1 rules. That's symbolic, not just a formality, a clear signal the team is already planning beyond 2025. The message is loud. 2025 is done. Move on. Invest in 2026. For Hamilton, that might feel like what he asked for, but it's a bitter pill when you expected a title fight. As we approach Abu Dhabi, there's a sense of foreboding. Ferrari arrives with little to celebrate, no wins, no podiums, fourth in constructors, a legacy car that didn't deliver, and a seven-time world champion who sits in the seat staring at a mountain of expectations and failure. For a fan, that's heartbreak. For a team, that's chaos. For a driver like Hamilton, that's a nightmare. Here's the scary question. Could this be the beginning of the end for the legend? Not because he lost his talent, not because he lost his hunger, because the car and the team lost faith. Talent without trust is powerless. Speed without stability is worthless. And history doesn't remember almost champions. It remembers winners or legends who fell hard. But before you close this video, I need to ask you, if you were Lewis Hamilton and after this season you saw no path to redemption with the same car and same team, would you stay and fight or walk away before the scars become permanent? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them all. And if you're still watching at this stage, thanks, because this story isn't over yet. If you want to go deeper, check out the next video on screen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, seriously hit that subscribe button like your favorite car needs a DRS upgrade, and share this video with every F1 fan who needs to see the truth behind the helmets. Because in Formula One, it's not just about speed, it's about momentum, it's about trust, and sometimes it's about surviving the crash you didn't see coming.